Hi everyone. Okay, we're going to talk today about more about corresponding angles and how can we use those to help us when we have bigger lines or more angles when we're solving problems. So yesterday we kind of touched on it a little bit with finding missing angles and seeing how we are always going to 180 for supplementary angles. So let's talk about what is a corresponding angle. And we're going to draw a picture here too to help us. So corresponding angles is the word that we are chatting about. Corresponding angles happen when you have two parallel lines that are cut in half by a transversal. And what happens is these angles are formed and they create congruent angles from the transversal. The corresponding angles that are on the same side, in the same position, on the same side become congruent or equal. So corresponding angles are angles that are formed by a transversal and create congruent angles on the same side, same position. So same side, same position. We're going to draw a picture so that we have that in our notes because it's going to be really important for us to use this definition moving forward. It's going to save us a lot of time. So let's go ahead and draw our picture. So I'm going to draw my parallel lines. Today I'm going to just draw them going this way. So here are some parallel lines and they're going that way. And let's call them today, let's call this one P and this one Q. And let's cut it by a transversal line. We can call this, our transversal line is T. There's our transversal. All right, so let's talk about the lines that are congruent or the corresponding angles, the ones that go together. They correspond with one another. I know I had a red pen around here somewhere. I seem to have lost it, so we will use orange instead. Okay, so this angle right here, this angle in this corner corresponds or is the same measure as this one right here. So this one right here corresponds to this angle right here. It is in the same position and on this same side as this one. Top right-hand corner, top right-hand corner. So if we were to cover the line up, it's in the top right-hand corner of both lines. So whatever number is here is the same here. Okay, so these angles correspond. Same side, same position. Okay, another transversal line that we would have would be this one right here, this angle. This angle corresponds to this angle here. Bottom left or bottom right on the right-hand side. So both of those two angles have the exact same measure in purple. Okay, now when we're looking at the other side, those measures will also have the same measure. So let's look at this one here. So this measure here is the same as or corresponds to the measure here. Okay, so measure in blue, we're on the top left and we're on the top left of this line. They correspond to one another, so that means that they would have the same measure. Okay, the same measure. Both of them would have the same measure. And now we have one more left. Let's do this one in green. This one is going to have the same measure as this angle here, as the bottom left. Bottom left is the same as the bottom left on the top line. So you can see that these angles correspond to one another. However, the green is not the same as the blue. I'm sorry, blue. Okay, those two are not the same. But if we were looking at vertical angles, these two are vertical. They correspond across from each other. Okay, they're vertical angles. All right, let's go ahead and put this into action so that you can see something other than just a weird drawing. All righty, what does this look like when it comes to using actual measures? All right, so we're gonna do an example. Example A says, use the figure to find the measure of the numbered angles. All right, so we are going to have lots of numbered angles. So find the numbered angles. That's just what it said. So that is our job, is to find the numbered angles. And our drawing looks like this. It goes straight up and down. And it is cut straight across going this direction. And then it has a 75 right here. Otherwise, it has a 1, a 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, our job is to find the numbered angles. So we're going to look at this and we're going to talk about what do we know when we look at this, this picture here. Okay, so here's our A, here's our B, here's our transversal. Let's go ahead and let's talk about this picture. All right, so first of all, first things first, from yesterday's lesson, we know that these are just two separate lines. I can cover this up, right? I can cover this up and I see that I just have a line. There's my line right there. Now, I can find the measure of angle 2 by setting this equal to 180. So I'm going to set this equal to 180. So the measure of angle 2 is 75 plus something is going to equal 180. So here we go. We're going to draw this line, subtract 75, subtract 75, and we get A is going to equal 105. So now we have found angle 2. So angle 2 right here and right here is going to be 105. So 105 for measure of angle 2. All right, something else that we need to look at when we look at this problem is that which numbers are corresponding. Same side, same position. So same side, same position. Same side, same position. So we're going to start looking at same side, same position. 2 and 5, same side. 5 is in the same side, and it's in the same spot as 2. So 5 is also going to be 105. So when we look at this, the measure of angle 2 and the measure of angle 5, both are going to equal 105. So we've taken care of 2 of the angles, but we still have quite a few angles left. Let's look at this 75. Same side, same position. We know that if this 5 is 105, this has to be 75 because this was 75, right? Same side, same position. Same side, same position. So the measure of angle 6 is going to equal 75 degrees. Okay, so we've taken care of one whole side of this line, of the transversal. We've taken care of the top part of the lines. So now it's our job to take care of the bottom part of this transversal. So we need to look at the numbers that are happening on the bottom and use what we know about lines. So we're going to use what we know about lines. So let's talk about what do we know about lines. Well, we know about vertical angles, right? So let's talk about verticals. What do we know about verticals? Their opposites are equal. So their opposites are equal. The opposite of 75 is 1. So the opposite of 75 is going to be 1. We know that because of the vertical angles, right? So the measure of angle 1 is also 75. So let's just look at this. If that one's 75, then to form a straight line, we know that 75 plus 105 gives us 180 for our supplementary angle. These are just like little mini supplementary angles put together. We also know vertical and vertical. These guys are the same. So the measure of angle 3 is also 105. So we're almost done with this. So we're going to come over here now and we're going to look at this one. Opposite. Measure 7 is 105. And then the opposite, the vertical angle, the one opposite of 6 is 4. So the measure of angle 4 is going to equal 75. So we've reviewed vertical angles. We've used supplementary angles. We've used everything. All of our information that we've used has come from vertical and supplementary. We only had to solve for the one missing supplementary angle here. The rest of it we used same side, same position. Same side, same position. All right, let's try another example and we'll work through that one. I don't think I have enough space here, so I'm going to go ahead and turn the page so that it's not so messy for you. All right, so on this problem, get your example. Maybe, there we go. All right. So we're going to have example B. Example B looks like this. We have, again, two lines. And our lines are cut by the transversal again. There we go. So A, B, transversal T. And they're labeled 2, 1, 3, 4, 7, 6, 5. And this angle right here, they're telling us is 68 degrees. All right, so our job is to use what we can to find a supplementary angle to 68. So we're going to use 68, and we're going to add that to something to get to 180 to finish out this line. So we're going to drop our line, subtract 68, and that gives us the measure of angle A, or the measure of angle 2, which is 112. So, the measure of angle 2 is 112. I'm trying to figure out what color to use. So, A, right here, A is 112. So, measure of angle 2 equals 112. All right, corresponding angles. Are we ready? Same side, same position. Which one's the same side, same position? 5. Same side, same spot. So 5 is same side, same spot. And same side, same spot as this 68 would be the 6. So, oh, I didn't write it down. So, measure of angle 5 is going to be 112. We're only working with two numbers right now. The measure of angle 6 is going to be 68 degrees. Okay, now we're ready for vertical angles, looking at those verticals. All right, what is across from 68? It's measure 1. So the measure of angle 1 is 68. And the measure of angle 6 is also, measure of angle 4, because it's across from angle 6, is going to equal 68. I'm only working with two numbers, 112 and 68, because they both add up to be 180. So now what I have left is, I should have used a different color than this purple. These guys. So the measure of angle 3 is 112, and the measure of angle 7 is 112. I'm going to go back over this with a different color so it stands out. There we go. That stands out a little bit better than the same two colors. All right, so now it is your turn to do a try it. So once you solve for that second angle, you're really only looking at, let me get my Post-it here. You're only looking at one supplementary angle. Once you know that supplementary angle, you can do everything else. Just think of it in sections of 4. All right, so let's go ahead and do your try it. Okay, again, you are finding all the angle measures. So find all angle measures. Okay, here we go. This is what your shape looks like. Let me get back to the right page. Nope, that's not it. There it is. Okay. All right, I don't know why they always make yours go this direction, but they do. Okay, so we have a parallel line going this way, and then it's cut on the transversal going, oh my gosh, I can't draw a straight line. It's It's a good thing that A and B. All right, A and B are right there. And 1, 2, 3. And this one is 4, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, so your job is to find what these are when this measure right here is 59 degrees. So find all the other measures when this one is 59, and you are looking for everything else, okay? All right, hit pause right now so you don't hear me solving, and then when you are ready, hit play. All right, so first I need to find the missing angle. All right, so what's missing here for measure of angle 1? Measure of angle 1 is going to be 59 plus something equals 180. Once it equals 180, I then have whatever that number is. So we're going to subtract 59 and subtract 59. A equals 121. All right, so the measure of angle 1 is 121. Let's just do it down here. Measure of angle 1 equals 121. All right, now same angle, same side, corresponding. So that means the measure of angle 4. Measure of angle 4 is 121. All right, 59, angle, same side. So measure of angle 5 is going to be 59 degrees. Opposites, I've got my opposites, right? So opposite is 2, measure of angle 2. And then the opposite of 5 is 7, measure of angle 7. 59 and 59. All right. Again, opposites, measure of angle 1, measure of angle 3 is 121. And opposite vertical angle here, measure of angle 6 is going to give me 121. All right, how did you do on your try it? And go ahead now and answer your essential question. How do you find angles when you are working with corresponding angle measures? And then put your rating in a box somewhere. Where are you at with your learning? If you need help, please come back to the Google Meet and ask for help. Otherwise, you can go on to Big Ideas and do your practice work. Thank you for all your hard work and your effort. Make it a great day.